Welcome to today's episode of Vineyard at Home. I have a coat in my closet. I call it my Michelin Man coat. It has a goose down fill rating of 900. I only wear it on the coldest days, mainly because I look ridiculous in it. But if I were to go outside on a cold winter's day without it and start complaining that I was cold, my wife would say, that's ridiculous. You have a perfectly good coat inside that you never wear. Stop whining. As you read through the Bible, a pattern emerges, and that is this pattern, that those who are blessed are often the most obedient. But those who are not blessed, or you could say cursed in the Bible, those are the ones that are disobedient. And some examples of this, go all the way back to the beginning, go back to Adam and Eve. They're obedient, they have God's blessing, they live in peace. They're disobedient, and they forfeit that blessing. They give it all up for some fruit. Then go down the line, Cain and Abel. One was obedient, the other was not, and that story played out accordingly. Then you go to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Their obedience, brought promise to Israel and prosperity. Their disobedience that brought unwanted consequences. Joseph is a remarkable person because, it says in the most challenging of times, he put God first, and the result was prosperity for him, prosperity for Egypt, prosperity for all of Israel when there was a great famine in the land. And then, of course, you can go to Israel in the wilderness. They followed God, and then they didn't follow God. And the times that they followed God, it was good, and the times that they didn't, it was not good. You can continue on throughout the history of the story of the Bible, and you can see Samson. Samson is a great leader, a great military leader, and had a little bit of a problem with the ladies. And when he was obedient to God, he was blessed. But when he was disobedient to God, he was he lost his hair. Literally lost his hair. Then there's David and Bathsheba. There's all the kings of Israel, and then of course Jonah doesn't go to Nineveh, and that didn't work out so well for him. So throughout the Bible, the principle remains that obedience attracts blessing, while disobedience brings about problems and brings about suffering. The lesson is clear. If we want to live with God's blessing, then we need his wisdom. If we want to live with God's blessing, that wisdom, it requires action. Isaiah 50, verse 10 says, "Who among you fears the Lord, and who obeys the word of his servant? Let the one who walks in the dark, who has no light, trust in the name of the Lord and rely on their God." See, wisdom is like a coat or a scarf on a cold winter's day. It makes no sense to just have it hanging in the closet. You have to put it on. You have to wear it. You have to do something with it. Wisdom, to have the knowledge of wisdom isn't enough. You have to put it into practice. You must. Otherwise,